All right, here we go. I seen all these people with these Rikers. I got a Riker from my wife, by the way. She loves it. I like it too. It's pretty fast for only a 900. Everybody's doing the sway bar links and the sway bar because this is the worst setup Can-Am could have put on here. About 80 or 90 miles an hour, this thing will walk all over the lane on the highway. Just real talk. If you're gonna plan on buying a Riker, plan on getting the sway arm replacement. That way you can make it ride much better, make it handle much better. I see all these people, they take this whole front cowl off. They got all the radiator off, it's folded up in the air. They got all kinds of stuff going on here, but if you come in here, I can show you. And I've already got this one out. There's plenty of room to get your hands in here. A 1/4 inch ratchet, 10mm socket, 10mm wrench. You can take all this stuff out, both bolts, and you can pop out the bushing here. Easy as pie, no worries. And then you can go to the other side, and you'll see on the other side, on this side, it's a little bit more difficult. Let me get my light so you can see what I'm talking about. There's like an electrical box right here, which is in your way, but you can still get your hand up in here. You can still get to the 10mm nuts on the back. You still have plenty of room up here to get the bolts out and to get to them to take them out, and you got plenty of room to take the bushing out. No need to take all this stuff off. So once we do all that, I'll disconnect this link and we'll pull it all the way out, and we'll cut the sway bar, because I'm not gonna ever use this sway bar again. This is the worst sway bar they could have put on here for any type of protection on the highway or anything. But once you get the right sway bar link for you, I went with the Le Monster Garage Bajaron setup with the straight bar, so I don't have to take all this stuff off. I don't have to take the A-arms off. I don't have to take the front cowls off. I don't have to flip the radiator up out of the way. I don't have to have the fans off. I don't have to have any of that. It's a super simple install. I'm already halfway done, and I only started doing this thing about 10 minutes ago. I'm gonna take this side off. Unfortunately, I can't hold the camera and work at the same time. I'm solo, so I'm gonna go ahead and pause the video now, and then I'll bring you back when I get these bolts loose and show you can pop this thing right out of here, no problem. All right, so I told you I got the other side out. I was gonna do this side. I went ahead and took that side out, and I moved the sway bar all the way over to the shock. I took some rags and I wrapped it around the shock, and I zip tied the sway bar to the shock. Because it's a very small space, I gotta be precise, and I wanna make sure that I don't scratch anything up. So I'm gonna cut the sway bar off. I went and bought a 4-inch diamond tipped blade for my angle grinder. And you got a 4-inch angle grinder that'll get right up in there. You can go through the side here in the front, no problems. You might wanna think about moving your brake line just in case there's an accident. But as you can see, I don't have the front of this thing off. It's all still dressed, nothing taken apart, and the sway bar is out here, zip tied to the shock here, so that we can make this precise cut and then finish sliding this thing out. And then right before that, we'll show you after we cut it, and then I'll show you when I pull it out. That way you can see that we didn't take anything off. We just got this thing, done. I'm only still in about maybe 20 minutes right now. So, like I said, I'm solo. I can't record and work, so I'll be back in a little bit. Thanks, guys. All right, we're back. I made the cut here. As you can tell, sway bar is in 2 pieces. Still haven't taken any of the fairings or anything off. So, now that I've got that done, I'm going to go ahead and cut these zip ties off and take this part of the bar out, and then I'm going to take the other part of the bar out without taking anything else off. So as soon as I get that done, I'll come back and I'll show you the sway bar out of the bike. Alright, here's the sway bar out of the bike in 2 pieces, obviously, because we cut it for ease of removal. And with the Le Monster Garage sway bar kit, we're just gonna slide it in there, and no problem. Oh, you might want to go ahead and tape up your A-frame on whatever side you decide to cut it on, just so you don't get any sparks or any slag that sticks to your paint and ruins the paint or powder coat or whatever this stuff is covered in. So All right, I'm gonna install the new bar, and then we'll be back to show you that. All right, so I thought I was gonna be slick, and I was gonna take the whole thing out without taking any other bolts out other than just what was connected to this sway bar. Well, I have to say, I couldn't do it. You have to disconnect the shock on one side or the other, whichever side you decide to put the sway bar in from. But as you can tell, you have to take the shock loose at the bottom only. You don't have to take the whole thing out. And then, let me get my light and I'll show you. The sway bar is up in there. I don't know if you can see that, but that's the sway bar right there. Bajaron, straight sway bar. Well, it's Bajaron, but Le Monster Garage got their name on it, so we'll just say Le Monster Garage and leave it at that. All I have to do now is slide the bushings in and hook up the end links and put the shock back together. All right, I'll be back. All right, we did it. We're completely installed. Let me get my light and I'll show you this Bajaron kit. You see, we got everything installed. Sway arm is there. End links are on. Everything's bolted in place. Looks beautiful. Did both sides. Bars all the way in there. Blocks are installed. The only thing I had to take off was this bolt right here off the bottom of the shock. Disconnect this shock, and everything can go in without taking nothing else off. You don't have to disconnect all the frame. You see, I still haven't taken the hood or the front grill off or the radiator or anything. It's all done. The Bajaron is completely installed. Okay, sorry. The Le Monster kit is completely installed, and we are done and ready for a test drive. All I gotta do is pull this tape, get it down off the ground, and we're ready to roll. All right, so we got the kit all installed. Le Monster Garage. The Riker's looking good. I think it's something they should have done from the factory or something similar. That way, you know, you have better control on the highway and in the turns. You can't really see it unless you get down and look at it, but the performance is all good on the highway. I can promise you, you won't be dissatisfied with the kit. And you know, you can save yourself a lot of labor if you just kind of listen to what I said in the video and kind of take some pointers, and you'll be all right. You won't have to disassemble the whole entire bike, and then you won't have to worry about putting something back together wrong or breaking something, or you know, just something going wrong. So don't take off whatever you don't have to take off.